Sparking Dog here. Well, just as predicted on the KTM engine, there's one bolt right down here that the hex Allen head stripped out on. No big surprise. Can't get vice grips down in there. So I'm gonna glove up this time. This thing's pretty dirty. Well, we managed to get about 15 of the bolts out without having to drill any of them, so 1 out of 15 actually isn't too bad, and they all came out hard. And I used to be pretty intimidated by this stuff, but I've been dealing with it for enough years now that it doesn't really worry me too much. So I'm going to set the engine down here on the ground. The first thing I want to do is try to make as stable of a work surface as I can. It's always nice to work on these perpendicular, so if I can get this fairly level, it helps. It's not too bad. Oh, excuse me. Whole family's getting over yet another cold. The joys of having a kindergartner. So I got a Hilti, what is it, a 14 volt I think, 18 volt, I don't know. An old Hilti drill that still works pretty good. Drill Master left-hand drill bit set, and a screw extractor set, and this is just some cheap stuff, it's nothing high-end. Broke one of the screw extractors the other day. Don't expect to have to use the actual screw extractors. I don't remember what I paid for the left-hand drill bits on the internet. It was, under $20 shipped, I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to select a drill bit that kind of fits in the head without much play. And that would be that one. Now I'm taking this engine all the way apart. If you're extracting a bolt, obviously you'd want to mask everything off with rags, masking tape, plastic, whatever to catch the metal filings. A piece of plastic actually works pretty good. The hot filings stick to the plastic. You remember to run your drill backwards. Now I'm not going to try to drill out too much with the first one. I'm just trying to put a excuse me, a nice dimple dead center on that bolt so I can drill down into the shaft of the bolt a little bit. If you start out with a big drill bit, it's going to take forever. A little bit of Marvel mystery weld there. Oh, excuse me. Might have to stop and blow my nose again. gonna have to blow my nose again, sorry. Oh boy. About the 300th cold of the year, and it's only the second month of school. Sure don't want to push too hard on these smaller drill bits, they will snap right off. Oh my goodness. Another thing you want to do is compare. You know, make sure you're not going to drill the threads out. You want to definitely be small enough that you're not damaging the threads you're going to reuse. Probably a good time for a little bit of Marvel Mystery Oil. You can use anything, motor oil, anything you got. Helps the drill bits last a little longer. Get a pretty good pile of metal file there. And I'd say I'm down in there, probably 1/4 to 3/8 inch. I'm going to jump up 2 sizes. You might want to jump up 1 size. Again, check to that's still small enough that it won't damage the threads. You might want to jump up just 1 size if you have fewer bits. Now that bit got right down in there. If we would have started with a bigger bit, it would have taken much longer and dulled the bit up. Got some compressed air there if I need to blow the metal filings out. Stepping up another size, should probably check to make sure. It's getting close to the threads, but it's still not going to hurt them. And that went right down in there. Yeah, that got right down in there. Now I'm below the far shoulder of the bolt, which is where I want to be. Step up another size, and that's getting really close to the threads. But again, still should not damage anything. Boy, that sunk right down in there like nothing. Might try a screw extractor. The next size is definitely going to, yes, honey, what is it?
Don't my pie.
Oh, that's what he does. He's 3 years old. Look like. So that would definitely drill into the threads. Now very carefully, we should be able to remove just enough material, going slow, to get to just the bottom of that head. And then we won't have to use an extractor because that head's just going to pop off there. I would certainly much rather not use the extractors. Boy, those things can snap off in there, and if they do, it's hardened steel. And then you got some real problems. It's got to be getting dangerously close. I'm going to pause there. And give it just a little tap with the hammer and chisel. I think it's maybe not quite as ready as I thought. Yep. Now not only did that take the tension off the head. My lighting in here is not the best, but you can just see that I drilled a hole in the side of the bolt shaft, and just that little tiny bit of material I removed there took the tension off that bolt head, and it just screwed out by finger. So no extractor needed. The left-hand drill bits work really nice because they don't tighten the frozen bolt up, they loosen it up, which is what you want. So it took about 5 minutes or so, and not a big deal. For the price of the drill bit set, I'm assuming if you work on motorcycles, you probably have some kind of a drill. It doesn't have to be cordless, it could be an old-fashioned corded drill. You get one of those at the pawn shop for $10. Get a set of cheap drill bits, left-handed drill bits for another $20. So even if you got to spend $30, I'm pretty sure that's going to be cheaper than you're going to get any machine shop or automotive shop or anybody locally to remove that one bolt. You're probably going to pay $40 to have anybody pop that bolt out for you. Not really that hard to do. Now the job is done, I can split the cases. So between heating all the bolt heads up with a torch and using the hand impact and having to drill one of them out, we're probably 5 minutes per bolt. So it's still an hour and change work, probably an hour and 15 minutes worth of work, but sometimes you just have to take your time and be a little bit tedious. Probably the worst thing you can do is try to rush it and strip out one bolt head after another. That's just ridiculous to do something like that. Once you strip out the first one and you realize you have some kind of a problem getting these out, it's time to stop doing what you're doing and do a different technique for sure, because getting the bolts out with the head still on them is what you want to do. But if you do strip one out, you can't get the vice grips on it. It's not that big of a deal to go through the drill bit sizes like we just did. And hopefully not even need an extractor. And had that actually been seized harder than it was, I would have just removed the drill, the head 100% with the drill. It was ready to pop off anyway. Split the cases, and there still would have been on this one there would have been a good 1.25 inches of bolt sticking out the other hole. So I would have torched it down where the threads were and put vice grips on it and spun it out. But usually just taking the tension off of them will make all the difference in the world. So I hope that helps somebody out. Good luck with yours. Thanks for watching.